Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, friends. Today we are going to discuss on second topic of our course, what is Scrum with example. If you want to become a good Scrum Master or if you want to crack CSM or PSM, this topic is most important. If you are preparing for the interviews also, this topic is most important for you as a Scrum Master. Okay, so kindly watch this video till end so that you can get the insight of what exactly the Scrum is with real life industry examples. If you want PDF for this topic free of cost, please subscribe the channel and send me mail on complexsql@gmail.com so that I can provide you all Scrum related PDFs free of cost. Okay, let's get started. So before we can start, we can discuss about what exactly the Scrum is. Scrum is an agile framework for managing and delivering the software products. Okay, it's not a methodology. It is framework. You require to remember this word framework. Scrum is an agile framework for managing and delivering software projects. It provides structured yet flexible way for teams to work collaboratively and adapt to change quickly. Okay. If you want to work collaboratively and you require to adapt the change quickly, then you require to use Scrum like approaches. I would like to give you one example of traditional project management system. Let's take example of WhatsApp. Okay, in WhatsApp they have given you first WhatsApp as a chatting feature, then they have implemented more features like calling and group calling and all. Okay, they have followed the Scrum or Agile way, so that's why they become successful. Let's say if WhatsApp team members are not using Scrum approach and they are using traditional software development approach. Then that tool, whatever WhatsApp is, that has not delivered properly, right? There might be the different phases, and after the last phase like deployment phase, again there is a requirement changes, right? So if you want to get rid of that things, then you require to use Scrum. Let's get started with Scrum roles. First is the product owner role, second is Scrum master role, and third role is also there, that is developer role. First, product owner responsibilities is to represent the customer, defines and prioritize the product backlog. In traditional project management system, you are having the business analysts, right? So in Scrum, that business analyst become a product owner who bridges the gap between the customer and our development team. Okay, but in Scrum approach, it's quite different approach. You're not taking the requirements like traditionally and documenting that requirements. You are converting that requirements into product backlog. What are product backlog? Let's say you took the requirement for one of the software, which is a financial software. Okay, then you require to convert that requirement into multiple features like real-time transaction tracking, automated report generation. That will be the one of the feature, so that you can provide the minimal viable product or minimal usable product to the customers as fast as possible. Okay, so that work has been done by product owner. They are responsible for prioritizing, creating the product backlogs. Second role is Scrum Master. Scrum Master role who facilitates the Scrum process, who understands the Scrum process, and who ensures that all team is using or adhering the Scrum principles properly. If they are not using the Scrum process properly or Scrum framework properly, Scrum Master needs to teach them what exactly the Scrum process is and how to follow that Scrum process. Okay. Example for the same, a Scrum Master in healthcare software project helps a team overcoming the challenges related to regulatory compliance and patient data security. Okay. Third role is the developer role. So developers are nothing but the set of software developers, set of testers, set of designers who are responsible to deliver the product. Okay. So let's take an example of financial software product. In the financial software product, to deliver the real-time transaction tracking feature, you require set of 8 developers who involves 3 UI developers, 2 testers, 1 automation tester, and 1 designer. Okay, so that set is called overall set is called as called as developers in Scrum. Okay, they don't have the roles like testers or automation engineers. No, they are developers in Scrum process. Next is artifacts of Scrum, product backlog. So product backlog is dynamic, prioritized list of features, enhancements, and fixes. Okay, simple. These are list of features which are converted into user stories. Okay. Example for the same is that is the artifact of Scrum. Example for the same is in a mobile app development project, the product backlog might include items like integration with third-party APIs and enhanced onboarding experience. Let's say these are few features of Scrum. Okay, those are product backlog. If you are using Jira, this will be the features. Inside that feature, there are objectives. Inside that objective, there are user stories. Okay, then sprint backlog. A subset of product backlog items selected for specific sprint are called as sprint backlog. So let's say main set is product backlog. Let's say there are 5 features in product backlog for one product, and you require to take few features with using which you can create minimal viable product, minimal usable product. Let's say you can take one feature for integration with third party APIs. Okay, so that subset is called as sprint backlog. Okay, for example, for an instance, for an e-commerce website, the sprint backlog for 2 week sprint include task of implementing product recommendation engines. Okay, and optimize checkout page for mobile devices. These are small features, small activities which you can deliver during that 15 days of sprint or 2 weeks of sprint. Okay, so product backlog and sprint backlog are artifacts of Scrum. Then what are events of Scrum? There might be few meetings you require to schedule as a Scrum Master. So those are events of Scrum. First is sprint planning event. Product owner and team collaborates to select backlog items for upcoming sprint. Just like this, you require to select sprint backlog. Okay, from product backlog items. So that meeting is called as sprint planning. For 15-day sprint, the time box will be 8 hours, but you can means if you can complete your sprint planning in 2 hours, 3 hours, you can schedule your meetings accordingly. But standard timeline for the same is 8 hours. The team including the example for the same is the team including developers, testers, collaborates with product owner and select item like implement secure payment gateway during the sprint planning. Okay. Let's say all the in sprint planning event, you as a developer, you as a product owner, you as a scrum master required to take a part of sprint planning event and discuss the feature which you are going to take during sprint planning. Next is daily stand up, a brief daily meeting for a team to synchronize and address the impediments. This is 15 minutes time box event, daily stand up event. Okay. Scrum Master facilitates this event. During the stand up, a developer might mention facing challenges with a particular task and team collaborates to provide the assistance. Okay. In this daily stand up meeting, you require to ask 3 questions: what went well, what you did yesterday, what you are going to do today, or what is your plan for today, and is there any impediments or is there anything blocking you. Okay, these things you require to cover up in the daily stand up meetings. Then sprint review, a demonstration of completed work to stakeholders for feedback is called as sprint review. So once you complete or once you deliver a minimal viable product, some functionalities, you require to demo that to the customers, stakeholders. For that, sprint review meetings come into the picture. These are 4-hour meeting time box for 15 days Scrum or 2 weeks Scrum. There are 4 hours meeting for sprint review. Okay. But if you can complete that in 2 hours, 1 hours, that is also fine. Okay. Just our motto is to demo the product to the stakeholders, take the feedback from the product, feedback for your product from that stakeholders, customers, and implement accordingly. Example for the same is in marketing campaign management software product. Stakeholders see a demo of new features like automated social media scheduling during the sprint review. Next meeting is sprint retrospective. Sprint retrospective is owned by the Scrum Master, which is reflection of a sprint to identify areas of improvement. It is inspect and adapt session, you can say, to learn the new things from the Scrum process. If you are using the Scrum process, there might be chances that you can do any some things wrong. Okay, so to correct that mistakes, sprint retrospective call is the perfect call. Okay, these are 3 hours calls in which the Scrum Master required to ask what went well during the sprint, what did not go well during the sprint, and some appreciations for team members and action items for the same. And if you took some action items from last sprint, you require to discuss that as well in the sprint retrospective meetings. Next part to understand the Scrum is iterations and increments. Okay, so sprints, we are using sprints for to deliver the minimal viable product, which are time box iterations, usually 2 to 4 weeks, delivering a potentially shippable product increment. Okay, so once you complete one feature functionality, that feature functionality or that piece of functionality is called as product increment. Okay, example for the same is in software development project for gaming application, the team commits to deliver feature like multiplayer mode within 3 weeks of sprint. Okay, next is adaptability and inspection, continuous improvement. As a Scrum, we are focusing on continuous improvement, right? So, team regularly inspects and adapt their processes for improvement. After receiving a feedback from end users, beta release, team decides to prioritize bug fixes, UI enhancements in next sprint to improve the overall user experience. Okay, so this is all about Scrum. Hope you like this video. If you like this video, kindly subscribe the channel, click on bell icon.